I remember when I first started my channel, right, and this one member would consistently comment all over the place, "Review Manifesto," in big capital letters, and I thought, well, no I won't actually, considering that you've been quite rude. So I'm doing it 4 years later. Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. I'm back from the dead. I've gotten over my crazy trip to Ibiza, and I'm here today to review Manifesto for you by YvesSaintLaurent, which I've heard is now just called Eve, or going to be called just Eve. Maybe that's the clothing line, I'm not sure. Anyway, this fragrance came out in 2012. I am very late, but I've just only tested it recently. Things happen. It's classed as an oriental floral, but I'm going to give it my own classification, which is a floral fruity gourmand. I don't think it's oriental enough to be put in that category. That's just my humble opinion. The top notes are green notes, bergamot and blackcurrant. The heart notes are sambac jasmine and lily of the valley, and the base notes are tonka, vanilla, sandalwood and amber. So I'm going to tell you what I think it smells like, kind of technically, but then I do have something to say about it after I've done that, because I think I have to, otherwise I wouldn't be me. Let's put some on, Oh, there's actually been 3 flankers since this came out. You've got the L'Elixir one. Wow, that's hard to say. Then there's Le Parfum, and then there's another one that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, this was the first original version of it. So this is essentially a blackcurrant and vanilla fragrance. That's what's dominating throughout. There is a twist of sambac jasmine through the middle, which is giving it a floral element, but I feel like the sambac jasmine never fully flourishes. The blackcurrant in this also never gets to a stage where it can be full-on blackcurranty, because the vanilla kind of subdues it, and the vanilla never goes too gourmand at the beginning because the blackcurrant balances it out. So that's pretty cool. It's immediately sweet, it's a little bit sexy as well. I really like it. But yeah, I don't really feel any green notes or any bergamot or anything like that. There's no freshness here. This is straight into it. It's straight into quite a lot of vanilla, which doesn't really smell too gourmand in the beginning. It does kind of get there in the end, but at the beginning it's quite nicely balanced. It's quite soft, it's sweet, and it packs quite a punch. I'm not gonna lie, I've never sprayed this directly onto my skin, but I have been swiping it on from this little thing here, and I can smell it. It's got a punch, which is great. Well done, YSL. Trying to make a strong fragrance in the sea of water that we're in right now. It's quite nice. I find it quite simplistic. 3 things there that are really the main thing. And like I said, unfortunately, the sambac jasmine never fully flourishes. I think it would be great if it did. But what starts to happen when it dries down is that the vanilla and tonka, which are a match made in heaven and quite an unstoppable force when they're placed together, they really start to come to the forefront, and this is when it goes into its more gourmand territory that I so named it. This takes probably about an hour, I think, before it really kind of starts to go into that stage. I do think, personally, if the sambac jasmine was in a bit of a bigger dose, it could have been really cool, or even the lily, but this is for the sweet lovers. This is for the slightly sexy but a little bit playful fragrance lovers out there. There is a playfulness to this. So yeah, I digress. I was talking about tonka and vanilla. Tonka and vanilla. Tonka and vanilla. Yeah, they are a force to be reckoned with when they're together. They complement each other massively. Tonka is beautiful. I think we all know what vanilla smells like. And the vanilla in this, in particular, isn't the ice creamy type, even though I said it's kind of gourmand. It is slightly well behaved in the beginning. But then when it starts to dry, especially on my skin, I don't know about yours, but my skin is a vanilla amper. It makes vanilla amp right up, and vanilla sweet fragrances go even sweeter on me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm just such a sweet person. Yeah, and then it eventually kind of just dries down to an extremely vanilla-y fragrance with a tiny bit of blackcurrant. And a lot of the power goes, but it does take a while. This has definitely got a punch. I mean, like I said, I've not sprayed this. I can imagine if you sprayed it, it would be very overbearing if you put too much on, especially maybe on a hot day. But I really like this. Now, on to what I want to really say about this fragrance. When I first smelled this, before I looked up any of the notes, I mean, I kind of knew that it had vanilla in it already from just speaking to people and things like that. But I had an immediate reaction to this fragrance in terms of a more general way of how it smells. And this is the thing. Don't judge. Don't shoot me down. But I think this is an exact hybrid of two fragrances, two very popular fragrances that are already on the market. Some of you might disagree. Some of you might agree. I'm going to say it anyway. The first one is Britney Spears' Fantasy. And the second one is Alien by Terry Mugler. Upon further research, it's quite clear. Sambac Jasmine is the main note of Alien. I mean, there's only 3 notes in the damn thing anyway, but it's still amazing. And Sambac Jasmine is the prevailing note of that fragrance. Sambac Jasmine is in the heart of this fragrance, as well as Alien. This is why I thought, oh, there's an Alien-ish-esque vibe going on with that fragrance. It's not forever. Like I said, it's mainly at the beginning, because it does change into that more sweeter thing. But it's definitely there. There is Alien DNA in this fragrance. Now, the Britney Spears thing, that one kind of surprised me. It friggin' smells like Britney Spears' Fantasy. It really does. And that one's a little bit more difficult to describe because Fantasy doesn't have black currant in it. It doesn't have vanilla, but it does have cupcake. Now, given it's not as tart or cupcakey as Fantasy, and it's not as opulent and heady as Alien, but there is DNA of both in this fragrance, and it feels like it's a little baby. We'll call it Manifalianstasy. Okay? Honestly guys, if you own both fragrances, go and put them side by side on your hand. When I read the reviews of this, just before this thing, just to, you know, see what other people thought, if anyone else mentioned Fantasy, a few people had, and I was really like, yay, I am not crazy. But then other people said it smelled like D&G The One, people said it smelled like Allure, so I mean, it was all over the place. I wholeheartedly, strongly feel that this smells like Britney Spears' Fantasy with a twist of Alien, and it's that Sambac Jasmine in it, and the gourmand thing going on with Fantasy. Anyway, in terms of longevity, like I said, I haven't sprayed it. It lasts on my skin from a couple of swipes. I get at least 2 or 3 hours, so I can only imagine what sprays would do. I'm guessing this has got great longevity and projection, but I can't say that. Anyway, that's my review of Manifesto by YSL. If you guys want to get this fragrance, head on over to natino.co.uk or .com. I'll post direct links below, they sell it there. Go and check it out. I think they might even sell samples as well. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon for another review. Click my logo down there to subscribe. I'm Ouch110. Goodbye.